The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 has racked up $17 million in domestic Thursday night sales. That's 33% less than last year's $25.3 Thursday night opening of Catching Fire, but it's still the largest Thursday night opening this year, coming in 60% ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy's $11.2 million. Mary, buy or sell these figures for the opening night of Mockingjay Part 1.
I mean, I'll buy them because it makes sense. First of all, there is a polar vortex happening in half of the country right now, which is making it a little difficult for people to leave their homes. So even in light of that, you know, 17 million is a pretty nice number. I actually read like 19.2 or something in another trade. So it's going to be a good weekend for them. They're for sure going to be the #1 movie of the year, and I think Mockingjay also broke the record of any film for the number of clicks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. They had like 600 million clicks. So
chump change.
Yeah, and I think Guardians is an interesting comparison. Guardians did do really well, but the interesting thing about Guardians is that it was a slow build in the box office because not as many people knew about it. It wasn't a pre-existing franchise, so it's kind of interesting that now Guardians is being compared to Mockingjay because it was, you know, such a big opening and it did so well. Nobody was really expecting that though, so it's kind of interesting because with Mockingjay everybody's expecting it to do well. I think it's going to be a huge weekend for them. Obviously, nobody dared open anything around this film. I mean, we've got like VHS Viral and Horrible Bosses too, and I think it's
next weekend.
Yeah, that's next weekend. Yeah.
Oh, and that's next weekend, right? So I don't even know what's opening. I don't think much.
No,
because
it's a limited imitation game.
There's also the thing that IMAX isn't. A lot of the IMAX screens are still being utilized by Interstellar, so there is the idea that maybe it'll impact the sales by a few million here or there, but I don't think it's going to change anything. I mean, Mockingjay is going to sweep it.
Christian?
I buy it, and I don't think that because of the 33%, I don't think that's really a say on Hunger Games as much as I say it's a overall box office in general this year. It's just the way, it's just box office has been down in general, and I think that this franchise isn't going anywhere. It's definitely not a hit, and like Miri just said, it's going to do very well. It's going to be the movie of the year, and you know, for the quality of film that it is, I think it deserves to make the money. So I'm happy that it did what it did, and it's going to continue to make money. The next one. You think this made a lot of money?
It is on.
It's on for the next one.
Especially for those who read the book. We know what's coming.
Well, but this is the end. It's the last. It's the last chapter. It's gonna
look
blow
at Harry
up.
Potter, look at Twilight, look at all those.
Yeah, I wonder what that's going up against. Yeah.
Tiff?
I'm definitely bi. You know, I read the books a long time ago when they first came out, which is not that long ago. But I read them when they first came out, and knowing what we were getting into with this one, I was a little worried because it's much darker than the other things we've experienced in the other books, and I'm happy that they went that route, that they really got dark and stayed more true to the books. So I think that knowing that, I was a little worried about the box office because it's not, you know, you're not going to take your little kids to see this one in the same way that you might have the first couple. So for me, comparing it to Guardians, I think that it had a couple of things weighing against it because of that, so it makes sense to compare the two of them. But do I think it's going to blow Guardians out of the water? Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's just huge. And you look at the other, this doesn't really even feel like young adult, even though that's what it's categorized as.
It's a war movie.
This is
dark.
Absolutely a war movie.
It's a war movie.
And so when they put it in there, I feel like it's doing a disservice to, you know, Suzanne Collins, right, and everything, because it's so much more than that. You compare that to Twilight? No.
Yeah, I think
it's not even in the same ballpark.
To your point, it's like when you look at the characters in Twilight and you look at Katniss as the sort of anti-hero, reluctant hero, that's what makes this series different, and that's what makes this movie different, I think, is that she doesn't want to step into this role. She never asked for it, and I think that's always a compelling thing to put in front of somebody, to put in front of an audience, is a character who's unwillingly has to be the hero that she's destined to become.
And she's so good at the role.
Yeah, she's
like,
great.
She's
She's amazing.
Great. But yeah, this film's gonna make a lot of money. I'm sure the studio wasn't happy that it didn't, you know, surpass last. That's always their intention, but don't worry, you're still, you know, next step world domination, so.
Yachts will be bought from the money made on this film.
And we do have a spoilers review that we shot, friends, that will be up today if it's not up already, so check it out. We all thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and join our deep dive of the film. All right,
Liam Hemsworth, I mean, he brought it in this one for me. I think he was great. I did.
Watch spoilers.
Watch spoilers.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.